guys, it's Dan here, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm going to kind of do almost a wrap-up for these two DC comics. Only because I feel like if I did individual reviews for both these books, they probably wouldn't get a lot of views, and I don't have that much to say about each individual book. So I figured, you know what, I kind of want to talk about these books to share with you in case you were like me, you were aware of them, and you wanted to know about them. That's why I figured I'd do this kind of like mini wrap-up about them. First up, I wanted to talk about DC's Pennyworth. If, like me, you've been reading the Batman books, and there's just kind of been this new revelation that, okay, we're going to throw out there, if you're currently reading the Batman books, you know that Pennyworth is dead because he was killed in the Joker Wars, and yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. But they had revealed that the butler, Alfred Pennyworth, was an M16 spy, I guess, in his past. And I thought that the idea, the concept that maybe he has like spy training was kind of interesting. But when they actually tried to put it in practice and try to make a series based on it, it just, it didn't work. It didn't feel right. Especially with the way they did it in this book. Now I'm trying to, okay, Scott Bryan Wilson is the writer. But, I'm going to say it just didn't work. It feels like it didn't work for me because they were flashing back from two different time periods trying to explain how he was trained. His father trained him to be invisible but yet not. And he had a girlfriend who was upper class, I guess. And it was just so weird. It just didn't work. And they're in Russia, and there's like the KG Beast, and there was the prior iteration of the KG Beast, like what led up to that. And I just, it felt weird to me because, you know what, the whole having your arm turn into a gun, that's like the Reavers or the Marauders from the X-Men. And I just couldn't get over that, and I'm like, this is just so weird. It was lame. The jokes came across as corny. The whole interaction with Alfred and his supposed girlfriend, which you'll find out later if you read it. Not going to spoil it. This was just okay. I gave this a 3 out of 5 star rating on Goodreads. It was kind of underwhelming. It wasn't presented very well, so I found it to be an interesting concept in practice when they mentioned it in the Bat books that Alfred was M16. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, but when they actually put it into practice, it didn't work out too well. So I didn't really think this was all that great. Next up, we have Batman Reptilian. This is written by the notorious Garth Ennis. If you're not familiar with who Garth Ennis is, he wrote the Preacher series, and you know this is a DC Black Label, by the way. If you're familiar with Garth Ennis, I've read a few things that he's written. Really loved Preacher, but this one starts out with a lot of legalese, and that was a lot of the criticism from people who read this. I gave it a more generous rating than a lot of my friends on Goodreads. A lot of my friends on Goodreads just did not like the fact that there was a lot of legalese in the very beginning of this. This collects 6 issues of Batman Reptilian. It was obnoxious, it was annoying, and it's not what you expect out of Garth Ennis. And the artwork by Liam Sharp was okay. I kind of liked the style of this illustrator, but then after a while it kind of got like, oh, that's just a little cringe after a while. Like every single character or page, their jaw, their mouth, their eyes were all these like swept out lines. It just made it look weird after a little while. But all the stuff that you love about Garth Ennis' writing was just did not come across in this book. It is kind of weird. There's this mystery that something is attacking the Gotham's villains, the Bat villains. Something is attacking them. they're not quite sure what it is. They maybe suspect that it's Killer Croc, but then one thing leads to another, and it's not him. And then, yeah, it just kind of ended really lame. It was an unexpected kind of ending. And I was just kind of like, oh, that's how it ended? That's what we get? And they kind of allude to the fact that there might be a sequel. And I think I'm going to straight up pass on a sequel for this because I'm just not that interested. Sorry, Garth Ennis. I loved what you did with Preacher, but no, this was not very good. So yeah, this was another one. I gave a 3 out of 5 star rating to. It was just okay. I mean, the illustrations were kind of interesting to look at. Like I said, the story was kind of bleh. Really expected more out of Garth Ennis. So I was like, oh my god, it's Batman written by Garth Ennis. Just didn't turn out the way I had hoped it would. It was okay, and I gave this one a 3 out of 5 star rating as well. A lot of my friends on Goodreads gave this a 1 out of 5 star rating. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say straight out there, guys, this is not going to be for everyone. You may hate this book. I know a lot of my friends really hated this book. So that's another reason why I was kind of hesitant to do an individual review for this one. But it kind of fits with the theme of the other one, that it was an okay book that I had greater expectations for, and it just didn't turn out the way I thought or hoped it would. But I thought they were okay. You guys may hate them, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to go check these out for yourselves. I will have a link to Amazon for both books down below. If you came here looking for comic book graphic novel reviews and recommendations, by all means, hit that subscriber button and hit that notification bell. If you want to help support my channel in another way, you can donate to my Ko-fi, and I will have a link to that as well down below. That's all I got for you guys. Quick, brief, short little video. We're going to end out the year with a bang. More like a whimper with these 2 books, but it is what it is. Like I said, I expected so much more out of those, but like I said, we can't have everything be glorious and fantastic. Till next time, later guys.